5:46 p.m. Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. Episode number 879 of UhhYeahDude. My name is Jonathan. This is Seth. Seth, may I read you?
Please do. Do you have to ask me? If you got it, I want to hear it.
Just a tiny thing. There's a poem. No, that's the thing I see this morning when I wake up. This is the...
You wake up.
I see as I'm checking my emails, one of the first emails I see, the subject line just says...
Are you in bed at this point?
Yes.
You reach over, you grab your cellular phone.
Check Coinbase. Check my crypto.
First thing.
Then I check my emails.
Text Elon.
Hey, I've always enjoyed the podcast. I have a boring job where I work alone. I've been listening for a long time, and UID is proudly the only Patreon I subscribe to. I have a story for you. I found podcasting late in life, and I was introduced to podcasting sort of backwards. I started with a show called Crime. Then I heard that was a knockoff of The Dollop. So I went into The Dollop, pretty hardcore. Dave Anthony's podcast. The Podcast Festival guy. That led me to Will Anderson's podcast, Will Anderson and his various podcasts. But Will and Dave both credit you guys with being the reason they even started podcasting. So naturally, I found UID. If you want to use this on the show, here's the bit. I have heard of Scan, and I have heard of Scan It in Chicago before I even knew the show existed. Because you guys are truly trendsetters, but you guys also saved my life. I never took seatbelts seriously until I listened to the show. My job is a lot of jumping in and out of the car, and I'm a safe driver, so believe me, I didn't think it was an issue. But when you binge UID like I do, it sets in. On July 7th, while minding my own business and stopped at a stoplight, a lovely early morning drunk driver hit me from behind and flipped me over at 6 a.m. Then decided to hit me again while upside down in order to move me out of the way and flee.
Of course.
He pushed me into my side into oncoming traffic, where I then got T-boned while I was upside down. I was wearing a seatbelt because of UID, and I was listening to UID when it happened. I shit you not, when I was upside down looking at my shattered windshield and the last hit struck, I looked down at my car's roof as my headset flung off my head, and the last 2 minutes of the episode played as I stared and hung there. And the last thing I remember before my windows being shattered and the jaws of life coming to my rescue was Seth saying, "This is episode 861. Keep listening so we can keep doing this. Thank you, everybody. Call the voicemail. Seatbelts." Then there was a song about earthquakes. I thought I died, and at least it was a good soundtrack, but thanks to you, I was belted. You'll never know how you impact others until it's too late. Thanks, man. And here's to episode 1000. Don't let me down. I'm already on borrowed time. Hello. Serious biz, man.
That was serious business.
It's also crazy because it's like a show that I was like, oh, I remember that show. I remember that song. Like, do you remember that was, it's very similar to a pitch for the pilot episode of do you remember that he was like, what if it's like a delivery guy driver, and he flips the car Baker, and as he's sitting there, it's like, this is dude, seatbelts. And we were like, that's such a stupid idea.
It never happened. Wait a minute. It's absurd.
How dare you? This meeting is over, sir.
Out.
Well, needless to say, I was moved. I contacted the person to see if I could actually call them on the show and get them to retell the show, but he hasn't responded, and I needed to let you know sooner than later.
It's a true story.
Yes.
Did you do any?
Can we just assume that it's true?
A better nature that this person did not.
It's just there's too much backstory.
It's too much going on here with all the other things. It's too much.
Yeah. to make up.
To try to get on the blacklist, like screenplay list. This is a real event.
God damn it! He's gonna have to send me proof. Do you have any footage of the day? Please send it.
Yeah, I'd have been onlookers.
Is there a police report? Could you fax Seth a police report, please? He won't let me put it on the show unless we've verified it.
Wow, that's
Okay, this is something that is verified.
You're sure?
Cigar Aficionados Big Smoke Las Vegas weekend at the Mirage, November 5th through 6th, 2021. Unfortunately, Seth, all access is sold out. That would have run us $725 a ticket.
The beauty of you say,
Not including...
Say, unfortunately, good thing I already took care of that.
Oh, so okay. That doesn't include airfare,
No.
hotel,
No.
food,
No.
drink,
No.
imbibements,
Cigars?
No. 725. All access, sold out. Friday, VIP, $375 a pop, sold out. Saturday, VIP. You know, this is the kind of people that would go to a cigar convention are the types of people that really like that VIP concept. They need it. Saturday's VIP tickets sold out. General admission, $325 a night, still available. Frequently asked questions. Can I smoke at the event? Yeah. Cigars can be enjoyed in the ballrooms at the Mirage Center.
That'd be a real fucking thing if you showed up
You
at
imagine
that and they were
place,
like...
no smoking. Can you imagine, though, what it's going to be like?
1,000 dudes. Wow. So yeah, once he's put back into office, blowing that. What a rough fucking
Looks like there's some ladies
weekend.
going to be there.
Well, they...
Scotch sipping ladies.
Oh, what, you mean like a car show? Like they have a...
Oh, no. These are
women just attendees.
Aficionados.
Yeah, women
Fellow
can...
female aficionados.
Women can smoke cigars. It'd be absurd to think that they couldn't. They don't want to, and they don't. But you never know. I hope they don't. You know, of all things, I hope they don't.
What, smoke cigars?
Yeah.
I told you the story. I've told the story on the show.
I want everything to be equal, but I don't want...
But she was just having a laugh.
I don't want people...
She wasn't like, "Ooh, I love cigars." She was like, "Ooh, I'm going to seduce this man
in the name
by
of
smoking
equality,
his
I
cigar."
don't want people to do things that they don't want to do to be equal.
Well, what about like a cigarillo? Small cigar. A feminine, slim... No,
How
you know
dare
what I mean.
you?
You know what I mean.
A cigarillo, you claim.
Cigarillo.
Cigarillo. I'm sorry.
Cigarillo. The double L is...
It's understood.
Is it the... They're just disgusting, right? That's the problem.
They don't smell good
They do smell good, don't they?
to maybe the person doing it. They definitely do not smell good to the person that's not doing it. It's not weed.
It's definitely not weed. I've gotten whiffs of cigars in the past and been like,
Well, you understand the
"It smells
notes. You have a more refined olfactory
I could probably
palate.
call the
Definitely.
tobacco house.
Who rolled that? I would imagine that is that's probably
Xavier?
Portugal. It's a Portuguese,
Portugal.
yes. Jonathan walked into my home.
Yes.
He handed me this envelope,
Handwritten.
handwritten note, and I said,
like-
I was like, is he giving me a handwritten note? He said, no,
I quit.
This is done. Keep the mics.
Mics are yours.
Make extra room for the grandkids, ... This is handwritten.
Yeah, handwritten
What
with a
the
little sticker on the back.
What the fuck? Together for fall. Sell your home to be closer to family.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Together. So in this fall.
okay.
In this autumn, be together with your family.
So does that mean sell your home and move in with your kids?
Move back to Massachusetts and move in with your grandkids. Turn over a new leaf while the seasons are changing and fall quickly approaching. Family time is now more important than ever before, and you can't put a price on that. Connect with me today. Samantha, I sold your house.
So we could be closer.
So we could be closer to my grandkids.
Your grandkids.
In New England?
Our future grandkids.
Who does this person think she is?
Definitely not doing.
At Keller Williams.
Not doing the research.
Caitlin Castro.
How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you?
I don't even understand the approach or the sales pitch.
This is a
personally.
macroaggression is what this is. To put this on, how badly I want grandkids.
You knew this.
How bad you knew it, and you knew I couldn't have it.
Triggered.
Or you haven't done it yet, or not
set off.
Couldn't, or maybe. You do know that I don't have them, and how bad I want my grandkids.
That's what you should call her and tell her. You should confront her.
Let me tell you something. Wait, before you drop this off,
Miss Williams,
Miss
Keller,
Miss Castro. Wow, they're really. Maybe one house. The person says, "I do wish we could go back to."
What about the
back to Wisconsin?
The coercive way in which
it's sick.
It was under your welcome mat. It wasn't in your mailbox.
Under the welcome mat of my home.
So it makes it feel like, oh, this is a personal thing, which is why I picked it up and handed it to you.
It has to be. It's under my mat.
But also, let me see this. Is this a fake handwriting that they had like 1,000 of them?
No, this is is it fake handwriting? I thought that, but it looks too janky to be fake unless they have refined fake personalized handwriting for junk mail. They've gone to a new level. What do you think? Can we run a diagnostic ink test on that? He's licked his finger. He's pressing down. He doesn't see any smudging.
It's printed.
It's printed. How? I thought that, honestly, but look how good it is. It's not only handwritten. Look how some of the letters are bigger and smaller, and they've really upped the game with AI, haven't they? They've upped the game with AI. Click on all the boxes with a truck in this fucking... They have really upped the game. I'm not mad. Excuse me. Never mind. Miss Caitlin Castro, you're off the hook. I'm sorry.
Why? Because it's not on her?
Because she didn't actually sit in her Camry and write that out. Her boss, they've printed them.
Made her?
And she was like, God, it looks like I wrote this. And the boss at Keller Williams is like, you don't even understand our fucking tech right now.
You don't understand how good this tech is right now.
Let me see it again. It's so good.
I'm almost sure.
Yeah, now that you're...
Because I could have...
Should we send it to the lab? We should send it to the lab. Quest Diagnostics? Send my blood and send this?
A little bit if I had done that, at least.
You know what? Maybe look at the ...
I know.
How they're not really filled in. Two of them are, but one of them isn't.
It's very...
I got to take my contacts out. I got to sleep with this.
Why don't you just go next door and see if there's one under there?
And I'll be like, oh my God. But what if they probably make the E smaller at that one and the E bigger at the next one.
Just printed.
Dog, you don't understand this tech.
USA Today snapshots.
Oh.
We're not alone, but we're also not afraid.
But just hold on. Those tricks, they're sinister.
That's a sinister trick.
That's a sinister trick.
You should call them and say
I
that.
honestly, that we have entered a realm of trickery that it is just standard de rigueur to put a sinister trick on someone's under their welcome mat.
And
That's the world we
just
now
for,
live in.
Real estate, not like even trying to just not even true
to get me to sell my girlfriend's house out from under her.
Yeah.
It's a sinister trick.
in hopes.
And then be like, I didn't mean it. Look
at how genuine.
Look at the dots. Two are filled in, one isn't.
Nearly 2 in 3 U.S. adults suspect intelligent life exists on other planets, but few see UFOs as a big threat to national security. 3% had no answer. 10% believe that they are a major threat. Like right now,
imminent major threat.
36% think that they're minor threat.
Imminent minor threat. What would a minor threat be? An inconvenience?
I guess like
traffic.
Yeah, like they
move that spaceship off the freeway.
Get out of here,
guys.
And 51% believe that they're not a threat at all, but believe that they exist.
But not a threat?
Exist, but not a threat.
What was it? That life exists in the outer realms of galaxies and such.
No, just that suspect intelligent life exists on other planets, but few see that UFOs as a big threat to national security.
Not UAPs, excuse me. Unidentified aerial phenomena. Okay, those are two separate things. Believing that there's life out there and believing that UAP
are an impending threat
to traffic.
To traffic jams.
Yeah.
Here in Atlanta.
Yeah. When I'm trying to get into...
You didn't watch that by any chance, did you?
What?
That Showtime for...
No, series, I didn't watch that. Bad.
It's not good.
Not good.
J.J. Abrams co-signed on it, so I was like, let's get in on this.
So that means it's bad.
But it's sucky.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
They kind of pulled a
fast one?
It gets a little interesting.
But how?
Because they actually are like, this is like all just CIA controlling narrative. Like, this has nothing to do with aliens. This is just them feeding you information that they want you to have at the times that they want you to have it. And
for what end?
Well, they make a few theories about they like the New York Times article. They were like, this was such a huge thing, but people were just like,
no, it wasn't.
Well, not only it wasn't, but do you think they would have done this without they wanted that article to come out? Do you think if they didn't want it to come out, it would have come out?
You mean the CIA?
Yeah, CIA and the Pentagon. And then the dude that essentially left the CIA and brought those two videos, leaked those two videos.
Those bogus videos?
He's joined the Stars Academy that same month, and they all went out on stage and had a massive fundraiser. So everyone was like, oh, so you just basically planted an article in the New York Times and then held a fundraiser for your private company that was going to get down to the bottom of UFOs at the same time. And people were just like, this is just a cash grab. These are all cash grabs. Then there's some other stuff that's
not interesting.
There was some stuff that was interesting.
Okay.
A couple of the dudes that were involved in the videos that did get released, talking about their personal experiences, one of which has not had an easy life.
Oh, because he thinks he saw something?
Absolutely.
Did anybody tell him he didn't? I would do that.
I would do him a solid.
If I was a professional therapist,
didn't happen.
When my client said that to me, I'd put my hand on his
Chased
hand.
for his life.
I'd put my hand on his hand and say,
chased for dear life.
You're not being chased.
Anymore.
Ever.
You never were.
And you don't need to come here anymore. You're healed.
It's
interesting. People are like it. It's frustrating because when the truth is hidden, it's frustrating when you know the truth and the powers that be circumvent it. It makes me insane.
Actually,
certifiably insane. When all the professionals and scholars and doctors
won't let it out.
Or put out a false narrative.
False narratives are really
It's the false narratives that make me crazy.
Make me really
the cabal of epidemiologists and researchers and scientists. Arrgh!
These damn
liars. The amount of I'm not even gonna go into it. How fucking arrogant and fucking centered do you have to be to have beliefs about your school board in small town Alabama when on the other side of the world there is the same thing happening but infinitely worse, and be no.
I think there's the self-centered aspect of it. And then there's this deep-seated distrust and paranoia, which is also
awesome.
Self-centered.
Oh, okay.
Because in order to believe in that paranoia, there is a belief that that what you think matters enough that someone would choreograph some type of fucking massive dupe in order to make you think differently. And it's like, if they didn't want, like,
you suck.
They would just pour acid from the skies on you if they wanted to. Like, they don't want you or need to like coerce. Like, you don't do shit. You're not worth shit. Like, I just mean as far as like the grand scheme of things. You think like, that they're worried about what you think, that they're gonna go out of their way. They don't give a fuck. Like, first of all. Second of all, they're not organized enough to like pull off something like that. But secondly, if they wanted you dead or they wanted to monitor you, you think that they would create, just in this instance, like, let's create a crazy, uncurable fucking virus disease and then create a fucking a vaccination for it that's going to contain a microchip so that we can monitor you. And it's like, motherfucker, you've had a fucking phone in your pocket for 20 years. I've been watching you for that. Like, it's beyond the scope of like, but I think at the end of it, like you're saying, there is a self-importance that is necessary in order to feel as though you could believe any of those alternative storylines that they're talking about. It involves you being of value, which you definitely are not. Because you don't have any money, first of all.
And that's what they want.
And you don't have any.
Yeah.
So get the fuck out of your
unless
fucking
it's
own
run
way.
by like Big Chip, unless it's Frito-Lay that's got it all on lock, and they're watching what you get at the Family Dollar.
It's just
Frito-Lay.
But the other thing, like you're saying about the UFO thing, I mean, seeing some of these people talk on it, what I did like about it is that they really do. I mean, they'll have one person come on and be like, irrefutably, like, this is extraterrestrial. And then one other person that comes on right afterwards talking about the exact same thing and being like, categorically is not.
Yeah.
Like, is this, like, was done because of this. Like, and so it really makes
you can't, there's no balance to nonsense. There's no, like, you don't have to refute hocus pocus nonsense. It just doesn't even. Well, it shouldn't require any time or energy.
All of these people.
All we do is give time and energy to all these fucking people and their fucking ideas.
Like the stuff that you read to me about some of these events. 95% of the people at these like
cigar offs.
No, not as cigar aficionados, but in the like.
New Age
healing stuff, UFO stuff. 95% of the people are there based solely off of the fact they want absolutely no transparency, no clarification, no, as far as like the alien UFO, like what does the government know? It's like the more in the dark we are as a public is why these people have any ground to stand on in any career whatsoever, because they are making shit up.
Yeah.
And the less we know about it, the easier it is for them to just make up bullshit.
It's not even that. It's not the less we know. It's just there's always going to be those pockets where you could
be like, no, you
thrive.
don't know. Right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We have all the information of all the universe in our hands. So you'd think that now we wouldn't have to waste a breath on anything other than.
But it's worse now than it's ever been.
Because, and it's like only going to get worse. I mean, and by worse, I mean better.
But I mean, the more we know, the more that people don't believe it, right? I mean, it's like...
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Shit, man.
This fall, right here.
TV?
Love is the reason for the season. I got you a bang energy. We're on that bang now.
Not right.
What do you got? CoQ10? What else is in there?
Bitch.
Yeah, you want a microchip? Have a bang. Cherry Blade Lemonade?
It's so bad because they're clear. So you just think like it's fine.
How do they do it?
It's
It's
fine.
water.
It's just fine. It's just water.
Just
it's like
the
fire.
way
It's like
the way,
fire water.
The way Jizo wanted water to taste like cherry blade lemonade.
What do you?
That's a
envision?
natural flavor. Blade.
This is what he hoped
If
for.
you took the blade out, I'd even buy it. It's cherry lemonade. You throw the word blade in there?
I'm in. Look at this crazy
Cherry
black.
Wesley Snipes lemonade? That's delicious.
Tax evasion brew.
Fall in with Hallmark's all-new original romance movies. It's the Fall Harvest 2021.
Fall harvest.
Starting on September 11th. Is that appropriate? On the 20-year anniversary of 9/11? Shouldn't all programming be a night
Dedicated
of
to-
like a somber reminder of
I don't
humanity?
know.
Or I guess you could watch Roadhouse Romance.
Well, what is this season? This romantic season?
Fall Harvest 2021.
What's romantic about that? I thought wouldn't it be leading up
You
to
just
February?
start turtlenecks. You just start putting on your jackets. You're getting warm.
But it's not
blankets.
the holidays and it's not Valentine's Day.
It's the fall harvest. You got
so what season?
Apple crumb
what's
cake
the
is in the
least
oven.
romantic season?
the least romantic. Spring.
Why? That's when everyone's fucking.
Spring?
Oh no, that's when everyone gives birth.
It's when they're all birthing. It's the birthing season. Spring.
That's why it's not romantic.
Yeah. Roadhouse Romance premieres Saturday, September 11th. Country music fan Callie is determined to continue her late grandfather's legacy. While TV director Luke is in town, he teaches her that sometimes it's best to look forward instead of back. We were just talking about that, too. You can be sentimental and nostalgic, which...
Not sentimental.
Not sentimental or nostalgic, tragic, nostalgic.
That's tragic.
You want to be in the present, but you want to be forging ahead.
But you have self-admittedly, especially even during our conversation, but even in the past, you've talked about this. But you are susceptible
Very.
to being overwhelmed with waves of nostalgia,
And sentimentality.
drowning underneath the ocean, of
Suffocating. But
But you are
it's
aware
true.
of this.
I'm aware of it, but I'm
Eyes on the prize.
Eyes are
Look
on
at-
the prize.
Look, move to the
Moving
future.
forward, yes.
Yeah, your futuristic.
The moral compass
vision.
is long and it bends towards justice. Yeah, I'm
But you definitely
I do-
You
I-
can empathize, I think, with people that maybe become absorbed with it.
Yeah, I can. Because I got to watch myself. I can do that.
Well, because also you believe that it's important to also not forget. Not I don't mean not,
Yeah, well,
911, but
thank
that
you.
too.
No.
But I mean you constantly, like you're saying, you have to be careful about it because you believe that you also need to. Nostalgia can be dangerous, but also forgetting can be very dangerous.
More
as well.
dangerous.
More dangerous.
Thank you. And that's why on 9/11, I'll be watching,
watching-
Roadhouse Romance.
With country fan Carrie. What is the premise? Her grandfather did
I
what?
guess her grandfather was like Johnny Cash or something, and she wants to carry on a legacy, but he's a TV director, and he's like, no one listens
Any
to
on-
country. Streamers are where it's
Give me
at.
another one.
Raise a Glass to Love. These are going to be 6 consecutive Saturday nights. Raise a Glass to Love. Aspiring master sommelier Jenna returns to her family vineyard to study and is intrigued by the natural methods of the handsome new Argentinian winemaker. Methods, new methods.
Natural method.
Natch methods of the Argentinian winemaker. Marcello, what would be... Marcello. Natch. Whoa. Is that legal? It is in Argentina. Taking the Reins. A writer goes back to the family ranch to write an article about her passion for horses and discovers what ended her marriage and why she stopped riding horses. That was a poorly...
Bad summary.
Poor summary, log line on that. A writer goes back to the family ranch to write an article about her passion for horses, discovers what ended her marriage and why she stopped riding horses.
Somebody phone that one in.
Fuck that one up. It sounds good. She used to love
Horses.
the equine arts. And then I guess she didn't.
Got divorced.
Got divorced.
And had
maybe
something to do with a horse.
Horses. Maybe her husband hated horses and yelled at her.
It's me or the horse.
It's me or the horses. Love strikes twice. Workaholic lawyer Maggie is having marriage issues. She wishes for a do-over and awakens 15 years in the past. Will Maggie choose college boyfriend Rick, or will she stay with her husband Josh? Well, in this movie, she will definitely stay with Josh. She should definitely stay with Rick.
Maybe Josh is a fucking fuck.
Well, I'm just saying, this will be a beautiful tale of like...
love
like
the one you're with.
Yeah, you know what? I can't have Rick. Because he's modeling. He modeled in Milan. He left. I'd love to have Rick.
I wish I had Rick. Oh, my bad. No, I've got everything I need right here.
Yeah, he modeled. He got into... He sent me an email on AOL Messenger about crypto something about 15 years ago. I guess he got on the ground floor. He still models, too. And he's a crypto billionaire. But I still have Josh.
At least I've got Josh.
Josh is currently in between gigs. But football's coming up. And he's been talking a lot about his fantasy team.
He's hoping to get surgery.
He's
on
hoping
his
to,
on his bunion.
He wants to get, because he hasn't really been up too much since he tore that ACL raking leaves 3 winters ago. Rick, on the other hand, still modeling, crypto billionaire. Love strikes twice. Does it? Maybe it strikes once.
Nor never.
And then goes to Milan to model. How about South Beach Love? Ooh, me? From New York Times bestselling author Caridad Pinheiro in Hallmark Publishing comes a story about rival quinceañeras.
So they option books for these?
Of course they do.
Best-selling books?
Glorious Cuban cooking, friendship, family ties, and romance. That's going to be good. South Beach Love. That's on Saturday, October 9th. I think that one's going to be good. Love by the Book. When a love advice author crosses paths with a dating columnist, an attraction begins to blossom into more. As both use strategies from their own playbooks to win the other over, is it possible that they've both met their match?
See, that's some good
This
writing.
is good.
Who wrote that one versus...
Yeah, intern...
Used to love horses, got
to-
divorced,
one time rode
now
a horse.
finds out why about horses.
Now hates marriage, horse, husband divorced horses. Is that good, Dad? Yes, son.
Send it through.
Send it. Hit send. No one will read it.
Wait,
Only one person will be reading this, so...
only Seth's gonna read it.
So send it, send.
The one...
This sounds great.
Give it to me again.
A love advice author
A love advice author.
crosses paths with a dating columnist.
Ask Amy versus... Yeah.
An attraction begins to blossom as both use strategies from their own playbooks.
Throwing out negs.
So throwing negs? Yeah. Wow. Oh, so that's New York Times bestseller number 6. Could have cracked the top 5. Anyway, spin around. Double, half calf, low calf,
Scotch.
half paff, scotch.
Cigar and scotch.
Scotch. But that could be good because we're going to get that tension. I like that. 6, the Fall Harvest 2021 movie, 6 movies, 6 Saturday nights. Had to start it on 9/11, huh?
They had no choice.
20-year, because of the Saturdays. They had to finish up maybe before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because they got a whole nother, a season to be thankful or whatever the fuck the Thanksgiving romances are going to be.
20 years ago is a long time.
What was that?
To think about that 9/11 happened 20 years ago
Yes.
is fucking crazy.
And
depending on your age, if you have like a 22-year-old brother, I guess a 2-year-old wouldn't remember much from that fucking morning.
I mean, more than that. I mean, there's definitely 15-year-olds that don't remember it.
So crazy. That was so crazy. And the only way that I can honor that is get my family into this couch.
Sit down, everybody.
Sit down, everybody.
Get ready for some romance.
Oh, God,
Prepare for romance.
we must be watching a documentary or something. No, kids.
This is, what's it called?
This
Rally
is
Around the
called
Fire? Or what's
Rally Around the Roadhouse.
Romance of the Roadhouse.
This is
What's a Roadhouse?
Roadhouse, like Swayze?
Like the Sways?
Well, I think, yeah, anything down there is like homespun, like a lot of like roadhousing, you know?
But Roadhouse is what? A restaurant by the road? A side of the road?
And I think
bar?
more of a juke joint is what I'm thinking
bar.
about Roadhouse.
An illegal,
Just from,
an illegal bar.
An illegal juke joint, brothel.
A whorehouse.
It's a
By
whore-
the side
a
of the road.
whorehouse. It's on the road. It's
Off the highway.
Off the highway in the woods.
But you can see it from the road,
You
right?
can see a light with
'Cause
an
it says
arrow.
Roadhouse.
It just
So
says an
it's-
arrow. That's zzz, zzz, zzz.
Why is it would be called Roadhouse? Because you got to be able to see it from the road.
Road. That's a house.
Because
on
you
the
got to
road.
know if you're a wanderer. You got to be
drifter.
like, I see a roadhouse up ahead.
I need to murder. Is there anybody
I'm
around?
gonna murder up at this roadhouse.
Anybody
up
around?
ahead.
Hope the bouncer's not fucking wicked hot and strong.
I didn't realize because I've never seen that movie.
I definitely have seen it, but I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Everyone loves it.
Sure,
He
it's
drives
good.
in that movie. He drives a '65 gold '65 Buick Riviera, like the exact same car that I had, and it is so nice. I mean,
Wow.
it's supposed to be like a piece of shit beater, but it's like such a dope whip, and like seeing it made me feel. Also, John Doe's
Here
in
we
it.
go. Can't go wrong
And
there.
he's like awesome in it and gets the shit kicked out of him. I mean, it's like kind of a crazy.
Is it a good movie? It's probably a good movie.
It's good. According to people, they were like, "Don't sleep on it. Like it's good,
But do
and
they
not
mean-
bad, good,
I know,
but like
they
good,
might
good."
mean that in the way that everyone talks about movies that
Anything.
are so bad
And they're
that,
like,
that
"This
it's
is
good.
so good."
Because one time, 25 years ago, they liked it, and so they're like,
This is
"That's
good."
good." When it's like,
no one. No
if you watch it again now,
no,
you,
but these people
maybe
talk
it's good, I don't
but
know.
the problem is the people
they're
that say
watching
it's
it.
good, they watch it
because it was on
once a
it was-
year.
It's on like it used to be on Spike like four.
So they
times
just
a day.
watched it over and over again. So that's not a good gauge either, because that shows some type of issue. If you watch something 30 times, you're not going to not tell me it's good, because then you're just a fucking weirdo.
You'd have to.
You got to
say,
be like, no, it's so fun.
It's not
so
that
great.
good. I've watched it 31 times.
it.
It's not that good. Hi, I like Bang Energy.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Oh, wait, I got some stuff here. Let me sit up. Let me change my posture. After delaying
Let me
it's-
just.
Oh, yes, please. What are you reading? What are you talking about?
The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice.
You were trying to just properly...
I was trying to. Yeah, I
You
just
say almost exactly
maybe,
that?
but I don't. I'm too. When we're in the moment.
Who's
that was
credited with that?
Martin Luther King Jr.
Thank you.
In that it was in my head thinking about, you know what it is when you're thinking of, we're joking about history. I mean, it is like when they say history repeats itself, but it is like so much stuff that I watch. It's just like you're watching it from the time that you're watching it. You're watching it at the time that it happened, and it's like, oh yeah, that's why it is true. It's like we're here today because shit happened before, and it is still, relevant and necessary to know and understand, and
But
to
I
not
think-
know all of these things would just be so
Suck.
bad.
It would suck.
Whatever
Well,
it is,
because
whether
it would-
it's even like banal or if it's serious historical events or like movies and shit, like it's all relevant still. Maybe I think.
I think so, because it just it further refines your perspective.
That's a great way to put it.
But I think what you run up against in the world is maybe a person's inability to, if it was good then it's good now. Like, you loved Roadhouse because you watched it 25 years ago and Patrick Swayze was like super hot. But you can't tell me at 50 in 2021 to watch Roadhouse and I'm going to walk away and be like, that was good.
And have the same.
Like, I might have some type of an experience.
but maybe you will.
No, okay, maybe, but
Okay.
like there's certainly versions of this where it's true that people correlate the warm feeling of nostalgia with
quality.
something, with quality still being
Okay.
present in the present day.
Okay.
That they're being still value within that thing, in and of itself, as a freestanding thing, without any of your history attributed to it.
You and your,
so that you could just
you
go,
and your sister
I'm
used
just
to watch
gonna
it
go give somebody a Fish record from 1993 and be like, bump it,
you're
and
gonna
you're
like
gonna
this.
call me and be like,
I hate
how
you.
have I never heard
yeah,
this?
like you were right.
It's all, and that what I
it's
mean
all
is
relative
that,
to
that
what-
if you can't maintain that self-awareness, then you start getting into probably what is a dangerous area of clinging to the past, wishing things were like that still, not being able to relate to your current reality because it doesn't
Jibe with
exactly that with what you remember feeling like when you identified with things. And it's just like, well, yeah, because like even that identification comes from a place of naivety, pretty much, and that a lot of the time that it's the reason you're falling in love with it that way is because you've never fallen in love with something like this before. It's the first time that something's got you like that. But then as that happens a few more times, it still makes those things magical, but you as a person gain a little bit of perspective of like, oh, I have a potentiality to like get sucked into these certain things. And it, like I said, I just think like your ability to constantly go back and reassess without getting lost in the sauce it's a skill in its own right, because you are teetering, you are walking a fine line that I think a lot of people probably can't strike a balance of. That it's like either I have to just forget about everything that has happened,
It's never happened,
and only deal with my day-to-day bullshit, otherwise I'm going to lose it, or I have to completely shut the door on anything in front of me and only focus on trying to recapture those things that have already made me feel good in the past, because to look this way is too painful and too sad and too scary.
So is Roadhouse a good movie?
I don't know.
We have to watch it.
I watched it, but I watched it through Dimitri and fucking Ryan's Twitch stream, which they play music underneath it and put like visuals over it so they don't get like throttled by like copyright infringement.
Not the best way to watch it.
It's cool because it's like, it's a way of like watching something kind of half-assed and reading, because it's got subtitles, you've got the movie, but then you've also got like music playing in the background and like weird trippy.
Maybe they'd be not respectful for everyone involved, the filmmakers, to watch it as an.
It's like
guys, it's better. It's
better with trippy
You never knew
visuals.
when you made it that Twitch was coming.
If you put
and with
fractals-
trippy visuals
put
and
fractals on
fractals,
top of it.
and let everyone like comment during it, and also run like a ticker of
it's
football
like watching it on
scores.
CNN, just like a ticker. After delaying its scheduled reopening in 2020, the Mormon Temple in Kensington, Maryland, MD? That would be Maryland, correct?
Kensington Doctor. It's the 51st
Is finally-
state Doctor.
Doctor state. The great state of
Great.
doctor.
You have to be
It's only
different, any kind.
Is finally reopening to the public in spring of 2022. Covered in 173,000 square feet of Alabama white marble. Holy shit.
Wow, that sounds
And visible to thousands of passerby on the Beltway each day. The castle-like building has been closed off to anyone except for members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, like all Mormon temples, since its first dedication and open house in 1974. Now, after much anticipation and intrigue, the temple will host an open house for the general public from April 28th to June 4th, 2022, with a rededication ceremony on June 19th. Ticket information will be made available online on November 1st. Some people will get access to the building ahead of the open house. The temple will host a media day on April 28th, while invited guests will get private tours from April 19th to April 27th. The 160,000 square foot temple closed March 2018 for a 2-year modernization project, which included renovations to its electrical, plumbing, and lighting systems. The renovated building also has new flooring, new wood finishes, and new stained glass windows. Sounds like quite a structure.
That was that's an impressive structure. That's a pretty penny right there.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
get
They're
that
probably,
money?
I would think, with this little open house, maybe they're trying to get some rich recruits in there to try to
mix?
offset the cost of this bad boy.
I'm sure that in the coffers, I bet there's a lot of money.
There's probably, they got a fair amount stashed away there, right?
because they've done everything that the other
Illegal.
ones have done. Yeah, with the touching.
Crime
But I
against
don't know if they've
humanity.
I don't know if they've taken them down.
It's tougher to take them down when you have like weird, like sovereign, like communes and shit that like you're not allowed to like gain entrance to, and right? I mean,
Probably helps them.
when you're like when you own like your own state and shit.
You own a state like the state of MD, the doctor state.
Doctor
It's
state.
two crazy states, MD and Utah.
Um,
What's that? Is that
I
UT? What?
can't. I shouldn't.
At that bang?
No, it's probably not.
You got
good
about
for
200
me.
milligrams right there.
Did you? How much of the can was in here?
Most of it. I wanted to
I
see what
saw
happened.
that. You wanted to fuck me up.
Hey, I'm generous.
But what? I've been drinking this, and then I'm going to drink that. How much is in this?
I think a rough estimate.
It's
I think
a
a
cold brew.
venti, like big venti coffee. I think is 150. I think is.
And this is how
I'm
much?
not exactly sure, but I think that's at least 200. I'd say 210, 211, 227. That's the Jack A. It's the new Bang's new flavor. It's
Jack A.
cherry Jack A lemonade. I got something here.
Yes,
You're talking
sir.
about these Glory of Zion International Ministries, the GZI, the notorious GZI, Dr. Chuck Pierce. They're in Corinth, Texas. They've got a little project.
Who are these guys? Zionists?
Glory of Zion International Ministries.
Okay.
They got Jizo at the helm. September 10th, 11th, and 12th of 2021, they're going to do a little thing called Head of the Year 5782. 5782, that's the Hebrew calendar. I think on Tuesday, September 7th, it's 5782. We turn the calendar to 5782 in the Hebrew calendar on Tuesday, September 7th. So this is Head of the Year 5782. Hear his voice. Secure your future. What does future mean? Expected end. So the future, if you want to secure it, what does future mean? Really? Expected end.
I don't know what that means.
Well, the future is
An expected end.
GZ, a notorious GZI, an expected end. I believe they're more thinking in terms of
Like an Armageddon?
Armageddon, a return, a more
What is this?
cataclysmic.
Are they Christians?
They're Christians.
But they go off a Hebrew calendar?
I couldn't. No, I believe this just in the terms of the giving this incredible conference a bold and powerful name, and it's all tied in somehow. No matter once we go back
You're all
to ancient lands, it's all
mixed up.
It's an abondagas. It's just all mix and match.
Yes.
Like the soup plantation. I think
Yeah.
that's the old areas where they're all of the great faiths. They seem to be like buttress, too close. Well, you're never too close for comfort. It's always lovely, but not when you all don't seem to like each other. And
Yeah.
you wouldn't put a Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, and Washington football team fan. If you had a college dorm, you wouldn't take 4 students from those cities
Bunk 'em.
and bunk them together. You wouldn't do it.
But I think the idea that isn't the whole idea that they all stem from the same place because that's like the Holy Land, and then everyone started to kind of disagree and then fragmented out from there. So it all stems from the same place.
Okay.
It's not like they all
Geographically.
decided, let's all get in here together and figure this
no,
out.
Yeah, no,
It
I
all-
know that.
It all moves
just
outward.
It all
boiled up.
boiled up.
But I know what you mean. It seems
It's all
once you go pretty far back there, it starts to all kind of be like, oh, you guys were all like living in the same building, like you guys were all flatmates.
Flatmates? What'd they call it?
What did you guys?
What did
call
you guys call it
in those
all that time ago?
flatmates?
And do you know how crazy it's going to be? Because like way in the future, people will still
be blowing each other up
Isn't that
about
weird?
it. Isn't that crazy?
Thanks for that.
Still be missiling each other
Still
for
be
it.
doing that. NFC East battling in this dorm that this college put these 4 football rivals in the same dorm for their sick, sinister experiment.
Yeah.
That's all it is. They're playing God.
Or God's,
the deans of
God's
the deans of admission at these schools, or whoever the resident advisors, whoever put a Giants, Washington football team, Eagles and Cowboys fan in that same dorm and turn the cameras on unwittingly. I like it, actually.
Sounds like a good idea.
I like that show. What are you going to do? I've got the quintessential county fair.
What does that mean?
It's just when you conjure up the image of a county fair, there's only one that you should conjure up.
I'm trying to think of what would need to be included.
This is America's oldest county fair, so it would make sense. It's the quintessential.
The oldest? Does this take place in Texas?
This takes place in Massachusetts.
Really? I guess that makes sense.
The Topsfield, they did a lot. They did some crazy stuff back in the day. Geographically, people got close. Topsfield, Massachusetts. Started in 1818 by the Essex County Agricultural Society.
Fuck.
Now, Haverhill is in Essex County, so this is something I keep an eye on.
This is something you have attended?
Something I have attended.
More than once?
Oof. Let me talk to Marcia. Now, the fair draws between 450 and 500,000 people over its 11-day event period. In its 201-year history, the fair has been canceled thrice.
Last year.
1918, thank you. 2020, COVID-19 pandemic. 1918, Spanish flu. 1943 to 1945, World War II.
Amazing.
Also, the opening weekend of Roadhouse. They canceled the fair.
Took everyone
to the cinema. I can't believe I have to fucking watch this movie.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. One of the great, most well-known competitions at the fair is the Great Pumpkin Weigh-Off. Each year, the Pumpkin Weigh-Off takes place on the very first day of the fair. It began in 1984 when, this is going to sound adorable to you, but the winning pumpkin weighed 433 pounds. So it's 1984. I mean, you're coming out of the Olympics here. You're riding
fresh
high.
off the Olympics.
I'm waiting for fall. I got turtleneck on.
Listen to
dripping.
Laurie
It's
Anderson.
waiting.
Waiting for like.
Saw a 433-pound pumpkin and
I was
lost
like,
my
holy
gosh darn
shit.
mind. Well,
Masha, look at this
Masha,
packing pumpkin.
this pumpkin is pumpkin 400. Hold on.
Hold on, Seth.
The
Not so fast.
The current record pumpkin
1,200
right now.
pounds.
Well, it was 433 when I lost my gosh darn mind. The current is 2,114. How adorable is a 433-pound pumpkin? How cute and quaint and 80s is that? A Stranger Things pumpkin, I think they call them. Look at it. Boop, 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 boop. So now it's 2,114. On October 7th, you can hear the musical stylings of the rock band 38 Special. 38 Special had a couple of big hits.
I can't.
One was in 1981 and one was in 1982.
Give me anything but without giving it away. No, never mind. Fuck, I'm not gonna get it. In
1981,
can you hum me the? Can you hum it? Go down the music and don't let it go. You're gonna lose control.
So what do you got to do before you lose control? What do you got to do?
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on, baby.
Hold on, baby. No,
hold on. Tightly.
It's interesting wordplay. You'd think when you're hold on
loosely.
Hold on. Yes.
Hold on loosely, but
hold
don't
on.
let go.
Shouldn't it be tightly?
No.
Watch. Listen.
Let it ride.
Let it go. Let it go off your tongue. Go again. So
Hold
tight.
on.
No.
Hold on loosely.
It's amazing that they could spin that phrase. You would think. One would think. But
All
listen,
right, so
I'm not a fucking songwriter, and that's the difference. 1982. I don't know how to hum. This one's harder, and you'll understand when I tell you what it is to hum. We can't play it because it will be a
giveaway.
No, and it won't play anyway, right? Because it like.
But it's not blinded by the light or something.
I'm trying. I'm going little words, baby words.
What? Wait, what was it? Give me a. All right, I'm just trying to think of. All right.
No, you got to get that. You got to get that out of your head.
Well, I'm trying to. This is a totally different song. This is a year later.
That's not 81. Come on. Oh, that's fucking funny.
Who's blinded by the light? Revved up like a deuce. Who's that? Boston? Who's that? No, it's not Boston.
What the fuck is that? See, yeah, I don't want you to get. Wow, this video is amazing. This guy's on a payphone at the beginning of this video. Shooting pool at a payphone. Fuck. Oh, they're drinking Budweisers. This guy's double sleeve suspenders pounding a Budweiser in the bar. So caught up in you, little girl. How good is that?
Honestly,
My dad.
I don't think I would have ever. I don't really even know that song. I mean, I know it,
Okay,
but I don't know
okay.
it like.
Not like-
I don't even know it like the chorus, like
Okay.
where I'm like, oh, there it is. Like I don't
Okay.
think.
Maybe it wasn't a big a hit in 82 and
I
81.
don't think it was as big of a hit as. You know what it is? It's that.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God!
I mean, my dad loved 38. Now that he's gone, I'm here reminiscing, remembering him enjoying great music over a few beers.
shitty music
Miss you, Dad.
from a long
I
time
love my
ago.
dad. I'm listening to this shitty old band with some PBRs, even though they're drinking Budweiser in the video. Oh, God, no, I'm not even...
I mean, they're all
like...
I love you, Dad.
I love my
I
brother.
miss you, Dad.
My buddy died in Iraq.
Stop it.
Jesus Christ, everything. It's tough. Life is fucking tough. It's crazy and tough and fragile and crazy. And these are times you talk about reminisce and talk about sentimental. Things like that. People. That's
What
okay.
is that song called? What's
That
your
song
name,
is
little
called
girl?
Caught Up. What's your name, underage child? 1982, so it's cool. It's called Caught Up in You. That's a good.
I guess.
Caught Up in You.
Little girl.
Little girl, which in any context is wildly illegal.
Fall-
So caught up in you, preteen, and it's okay, it's the 82. So drink a beer, preteen. Okay, a lot of things, but things are, keep an eye on things. You know?
Falls are the leading cause of injury.
Autumn, fall?
No.
No.
Falls. Falling down.
Falls.
Accidents.
Ugh.
Falls are the leading cause of injury among adults 65 and over.
I believe that.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 1 in 4 older adults fall each year.
I believe that.
And 20% of falls result in serious injury. That means either a fracture or a head trauma.
Think about it. Think how many times you catch yourself in a fall and you almost fuck your shit up.
Be like I almost just
Like, I
fucking.
almost fucked my shit up. Just like
So that's
walking
gonna-
to the car.
I won't. I'm not going to
It's-
succeed at that. I'm going to succeed less at those.
I mean,
those preventions.
You're on the cusp
those
right there.
saves.
Yeah, that last like instinct of like You probably skinned a knee recently, maybe this summer. A fall probably resulted in a light abrasion.
No, but I've hit my head quite a few times.
You keep hitting your head. I mean, that's never. You're never going to get. Well, you do
dropped
get
things
shorter
on my
as you
head.
get older. So
no,
maybe
but I've dropped it. Not
dropped things on my head. That seems hard.
and it's painful.
Yeah, I bet it is. But how does that happen?
Because I'm
You
doing
hold something over your head and you just let it go. Donk. I did it again. Yeah, because it's falling. Oh, it fell from the sky and it was against your. No, I was controlling it
over my head.
I had control over
and then
it physically, and then I lost control of it. It was over my head and then it hit me in the head. It hurts. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think what else.
It's just crazy to think. Of course, because like you hit your head.
Oh, I mean, I hit my head at the show.
Yeah.
I hit my head here, but here it's okay because the thing kind of collapses on you when it happens. I've had a few things fall off high shelves in my home area and hit me in the head.
Those aren't. But you're not falling.
There was one situation
like
where I
that.
fell and I saved myself and I was alone. And I thought to myself as it happened, I was like, if that had just happened, I would have died alone. That like,
is that possible?
What?
You can not really die.
Me?
Yeah. Well, what could have happened? No, I don't mean in general. I just mean what event
because
could
I was
leave you-
in the pool and I hit the top of my head so hard
It knocked you out for a second.
that it knocked me out for a second. And I was like, what if I had like knocked at myself out and then just like
a little bit harder?
And
you're really like doing a lot of head work.
I told you. I don't know what's been happening lately.
So forget falls. What about head work? Have they
Well,
done
it says
study?
head trauma.
Yeah, but but usually I'm assuming that's like you slip on ice, you slip and hit something that
because it's all tall people are dealing with overhead
so much
dangers.
Overhead dangers, like
because the world is built for someone about 3 inches shorter than me.
the world is built for righties that are short.
3 inches shorter,
You're a lefty
right-handed,
who's tall.
3 inches shorter than me.
Does insurance companies take that into account at
I
all?
don't know. I
they
think my
should.
mom set aside some
Actuaries?
special coverage.
So
for
yeah,
me.
special actuary lefty
Southpaw,
tall coverage,
tall guy coverage.
like drop things on head coverage.
It even hurts right now because it seems to be happening in the same area.
Yeah, like a soft,
right
like a
here.
baby right there.
Just in my just
enough
above
to
my
like
soft spot.
right where it like
What
affects
if
motor
this,
function.
some people listen back to the show in a few years and I've died from some type of weird head injury and people are like, it's so weird that he's talking about that because I like split my head open like in like 8 months from now.
Well, I guess people
will be like,
you're
why is he
manifesting or it's
talking-
just random.
I don't manifest.
Okay, I
mean,
mean, gonna say like when you died in that huge orgy, where like you were so high on cocaine,
You remember?
and the 15th woman was like, "I have to get that dick," and
You
then
remember.
you remember that. So then when people
And you
listen
just-
back to
your
it, be
heart
like,
gave out.
he talked about that on the show. It was the 15th woman attacking the dick, plus the combination of the high grade cocaine he was on.
It was just the super unheard of
yeah,
high
and he was
grade.
89 too, which is amazing. Which means he lived a great life for a lot. This didn't happen like next week. They really had to dip into the archives.
Yeah, the head thing. It sucks.
Scary.
Well, because it stops your brain when you hit your head that hard.
Definitely.
Everything stops for a second.
Everything's a concussion. It's to some degree.
So, I mean, I wouldn't think that that's going to get better for me.
No. That CTE is setting in. It's fucking crazy. So when they send your brain off to BU and they study it and they're like, God, what he played football for how 40, 50 years?
No, he was
never
just
played it down. He dropped shit on his head all the time. Yeah, his mom had
DIYer.
his mom had a special policy
For his southpaws.
head drops.
Southpaws and head drops.
So yeah, dude.
Hey.
Episode 879 of our comedy podcast, America Through the Eyes of Two American Americans. Thank you so much.
Let me give a couple of quick announcements. Our Detroit show at the Majestic Theater has been postponed indefinitely. If you bought tickets for that show, you can get a refund through the venue or the place where you bought said tickets.
Point of sale? Did people say
Point
that?
of sale, I believe.
I like that
Thank
talk.
you so much to the Majestic Theater. Thank you so much to everyone that bought tickets. We're sorry that we're not going to make it. Unforeseen circumstances force us to cancel the show. Hopefully we'll get a chance to play that theater, come and see you guys again sometime in the future, but for now it's canceled. As of now, October 30th, Saturday in Milwaukee, the back room at Collectivo.
Nice work.
tickets available for that, and that is still on and popping. So hopefully see you there. We are listener supported, commercial free.
So dope.
So the way to do that, if you can, is to go to our Patreon page and pledge to us a monthly pledge. It gives you access to all the archived episodes, hundreds of episodes that we've recorded that aren't on the iTunes. Also, all the video episodes that we film here and that Jeff edits. Also gives you discounts on merch. $5 a month is the tier that gives you all of that. If you are a current $1 or $3 tier subscriber, please, if you would consider upping your pledge to the $5 tier. We are going to be phasing out the $1 and $3 tiers. It doesn't make financial sense for us to keep those there at this point. Not trying to punish you or anything like that. It just makes the most sense to just start everything at $5 and have everyone kind of get all of the stuff. Anyway, so if you're doing that, thank you. If you've done that, thank you. If you continue doing that, thank you so much. If you're not doing that, please consider doing it. It is the only way that we make money from this show, and it's what keeps this show free and also commercial free. So thank you to everyone. 888-842-2357 is the toll-free voicemail. What else?
I'm wondering. It's just very interesting. We talk about things in your life. I guess we're not talking about real things, about like social justice and equality, and we're talking about stuff like things that you dug, like entertainment wise. So like, say, like movies, like as an example, because it's not a TV show. It's just a singular thing that exists as a one-off, not like a series we have to watch the whole thing, or in that it's such a part of our collective consciousness as a culture that we all, the people your age, you grew up with the same stuff, and that's generational. And always, I guess music would be very, yes,
sure.
It's so funny to think of what you don't have time to, like, a lot of these things you have in your idea of what you don't even know, like, because people that are worried about, like, their kids putting a mask on their 3 kids to go back to school this week certainly don't have time to fucking
go
watch Roadhouse. And so it's like, there's just the day-to-day of, like, trying to keep yourself and your loved ones alive during, like, the craziest time ever.
What you mean, just don't have the luxury of looking back like that and pondering what it means or how it fits into the zeitgeist of, like, current day.
Like,
absolutely.
Which is interesting. And I don't mean that in a good way or bad way.
It's just very true.
But I think about, probably spend too much time thinking about that kind of stuff and doing it because I'm, watching Risky Business and being like, is this good? Is this good? I don't remember seeing it the first time. You can't get away with this thing.
Then also the thing that's crazy, like you're talking about, to me, is the realization that concept of a collective culture consciousness that we, as, let's just say, as people who grew up roughly around the same time, who grew up in America at roughly the same time, who grew up in metropolitan or semi-metropolitan areas, that there are these touchstones that we have, and that people who are maybe slightly younger than us have. Now, what is the idea of a collective conscience?
I'm not sure
when there is so much that it is possible to be exactly the same age, come from the exact same town, and maybe not have, like,
I don't know,
any, like, what does it mean to not have those reference points, because what I think people, I mean, when you meet two people, when you're at a party and two people from England run into each other and they start talking about shows they watched on the telly growing up because they only had 3 fucking channels, so they literally, if they're like within 10 years of each other, they know like every single thing is the same.
Like a commercial
and they
that aired
use
there
that
and there's a-
as some sort of a reference point. And those reference points, as trivial as they are probably indicative of maybe who we are or where we stand or whatever. Like they're lighthearted ways of gauging where we're at.
Who you at? Who are you?
Who are you? You know, were you
I-
into fucking this, or were you into reggae growing up, or were you into fucking, you know?
I imagine it's you know,
And
it's
it's gotta be.
it's the same. It's
the
always
same, except that there's a billion things.
yeah. They have
And like you're saying that maybe like we don't
Maybe
have
it
the
isn't.
time to look back. They don't even have the time to like stay
Catch up
abreast
now.
of what's
Yeah.
happening day to day. So what
could be a new TikTok star today. Like how do they?
I wonder if that collectiveness, like you're talking about, is disintegrating, or is it expanding like the universe to where kids today have like a bajillion things that they can be like, remember this, remember this, remember this, remember this, or do they not remember anything because they're just making enough
Taking
space
too much
to get into
information,
tomorrow, you
Taking
know?
in so much visual information on a daily basis, and
Yeah.
if you grew
You
up,
told me your fucking brother opted to go to Billy Joel instead of Guns N' Roses. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, wait, why? And I'm like trying to figure out like, where does that fit in? Like to where you could, as your brother at his age, be like, I don't care about Guns N' Roses, but like, I'm going to go, I fuck with Billy Joel. I'm like, what is that exactly?
I
Like,
don't know.
it's cool. I just want to understand.
I
Like,
would love to.
You know,
I need him to move in with me.
I think it's about time that he come out here.
Moves in here.
Can he do a semester abroad in Los
Might
Angeles?
Have to. Might just have to graduate.
What is he majoring in?
He's majoring in like getting headshots and getting his fucking ass out here.
Getting head and getting
Getting
headshots
head and getting
and then getting
headshots.
head. Anyway,
I mean, he could play a young Bradley Cooper in a film.
100%, hands down, no question
I
about
could
it.
have him. He
He
moved out here.
He
Yeah,
might
but
be able to be a stand-in. Might maybe be a stunt. He could be a stunt man.
He could definitely
Bradley Cooper
be a
stunt man.
stunt man. I could make him a movie star in 2 years.
I think you're right. I think you could. You've done.
I've done
all the hard
my
work,
mistakes,
all the legwork.
all the foundation.
You're like his Apollo Creed.
Yeah, come son. His
Get over-
Obi-Wan or whatever.
You're his Obi-Wan.
Yoda? No, Yoda's the guy that knows everything.
Obi-Wan is
Yoda
the one
knows
that
terms.
teaches him, though.
Then that's-
Gets him ready.
Okay.
To go meet Yoda, the master.
Okay.
Who in
Bradley
this-
Cooper, the master.
Pacino.
Yeah, I could be a movie star. And
Like,
then
you
and
better
that would,
fucking listen to me, though.
listen to me.
Wake up. Get out of bed.
Yeah, we got to train.
Let's run lines.
This ain't gonna be easy. But just like I trained Chuck in Celebrity Name Game, I can take a
didn't
kid.
do a good
he did
job.
terrible, and I still never forget.
Was he at the show?
He was at the show.
Amazing.
He's the best.
I didn't see him.
Could take a kid off
I
the
just
streets.
heard. I saw you react, and then I think I wrote him. I was like, "Were you at the show?" I didn't get.
I
to
could
say
take a
hi.
kid off the streets and I could bring him to the top.
Well,
Well, no,
about halfway up.
yeah.
But still,
But still,
even that you incorporate into the curriculum for young Brad Lee.
God, that I could be his +1, the Academy Awards.
I mean, he's got a Hollywood name.
He does.
That's a movie star's name,
It sounds like a movie star.
or at least
Max Livingston.
Oh,
he's so hot.
he's so hot.
He's so hot.
I want to give him head.
I want to give him head when he gets new headshots. Did you see his dad? That's his brother.
It's actually his brother.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
That's weird. No, it's his dad. I saw him.
I saw him. It has to be his dad.
He was on set reading a newspaper. It's definitely his dad.
Nope.
Trust.
He brings him to all the award
His brother,
shows.
manager +1.
It's his plus Z.
Get it? Seatbelts.
Seatbelts.